All right, so we got the clutch out, and turns out the clutch exploded. And I'm thinking the reason it didn't release, now I don't know for sure because obviously I don't know that much about clutches, but I'm thinking, if you guys look, this whole side of the clutch is gone. This right here is the clutch. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, short throw shifter's on. This came with literally no instructions because I bought it off my buddy, and I don't know if like it didn't come with instructions or he took them out or what, but it's actually really easy. Just there's two like giant nuts here. This literally clamps on like a handlebar basically. You crank these tight, bolt this on here, bolt this on here, bolt this rod on, two bolts here, bolt here, and she's done. I mean, it's literally self-explanatory. I like started watching a video, I'm like, this seems super easy, and me and Tyler did it, and it took us like probably 15-20 minutes, as long as it basically long enough just to bolt everything. And the throws are insanely short, so I'm excited to put this in the car and see what this is gonna be like. The only difference now, instead of having the collar lockout, this is going to be pushed down and over for reverse. I guess you can get two different styles, yeah, but Robert, who I bought this from, opted out of that style and did it this style, so, which is fine. It works perfectly fine. I like the collar personally, but this, you know, works for me.
You know, you might like push though.
Yeah, I mean, this is how my Jetta was and my BMW, so this is kind of the style I'm used to. This car was actually the first one I had the collar, so it's a little bit different, but I kind of like the collar, but maybe I'll like the other way better. It's been probably 2-3 years since I drove other manual cars, so it should be a lot better. I think the shifts are going to take getting a little used to, because it is such a tight, short throw, but I think once I get used to it, I'm going to absolutely love this. But as for the car, we got the throw-out bearing in.
Right?
Yep, in the last video, the clutches. So if you guys want to see the video taking the trans out, I mean, it doesn't really show a whole lot more than this is. It was just kind of taking out the trans process. But what happened is the backside of the clutch exploded. Yeah, so like this side is done, but this side, the whole, like, it's still on there, and it seems like it's in decent shape, I think. I mean, I guess I don't know what it's supposed to look like, but this, I know it's definitely not right, so yeah. But this is the old flywheel. Yeah, the old pressure plate. I think it's a pressure plate. I don't know what it's exactly called. But we do have a new one. I went with a McLeod clutch. Twin disc. Rated for 800 horse.
It's supposed to drive like a normal car.
Yeah, it's supposed to drive like a normal car. This is an organic clutch. It's the RST instead of the RXT. RST is the better drivability. The RXT is the one rated for 1,000 plus.
I'm guessing this means it has to go.
Yeah, so this is what lines everything right here. This, it doesn't matter where it goes, but it needs to. This is how you line the clutch. But yeah,
at least you got like a little bit of
yeah. So this all has to come off, and then we bolt the flywheel on first. But I gotta have to do a little more research to see what we have to bolt that on. We might just call it a night. We've been out here pretty much all day. I should say all day, but all evening. Yeah, all evening, pulling a trans out. I still got to change the trans line, this line, which I might do. And I might have to have my brother help me set it up back up in there, because Tyler's got to work in the morning. We did replace the throwout bearing, so it's got a new throwout bearing, which Tyler has, is the old one. The new one's in, so that's done. Short throws on, so that's done. Throwout bearing, new throwout bearings in, so that's done. So now all I got left is new clutch and flywheel and the trans line and the hydraulic line, and throw it back in, and then the car should be ready to pretty much throw 100% back together once we get the trans back up in there. I only got a couple things left, so we'll probably finish that up tomorrow, clean up a little bit in here tonight yet, and then call it a night for tonight. And then we'll be back in the morning, I will be anyway, to bolt in the flywheel and throw the clutch line on. Yeah, we didn't really record much of that because we had a bunch of people here. It's just easier without them. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the morning, or I'll see you in the morning, and we'll get the line and clutch in and hopefully get this thing back in tomorrow morning. I'm hoping to drive it tomorrow yet, so see you guys in the morning. So we're back out here. It's not so hot, which is nice. But my final piece of the puzzle showed up. The exhaust. That'll be in the next video. I'm gonna do a separate video on that actually. While we're putting it back together, I'm gonna do that because, yeah, that's just the whole video in itself. That's a new Solo Performance straight pipe. It's their off-road version. The X pipe, no mufflers whatsoever, with the J pipes to help with drone in the cap. So that'll actually be pretty nice to try out. I'm actually really excited about this. The only thing that'll be muffled on this is the high flow cats. And I'm not taking those out because I don't want an engine code. So today we're gonna start with, I'm gonna actually take brake cleaner or car cleaner, whatever I got here, and try to spray out most of the shit that's in there. I'm gonna wrap the throwout bearing out, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the back of the engine. Try to clean all the shit from the old belt, or the old clutch out, I mean. And then once that's done, I'm gonna throw in this clutch line. So I got the clutch line, so I'm gonna throw this in. And then once that's in, throw that in. This should be pretty easy. It took me a while to figure out the torque specs for the flywheel because I couldn't find anything in foot-pounds. Everything was in inch-pounds. I could do like these stages. So I found out it's 46. Shit, I have to look at the thing again. I think it was 46 foot-pounds plus 60 degrees. So you torque it to 46 foot-pounds and then crank another 60 degrees. She's done. That's it. So I'll probably tighten them all to like 20 foot-pounds and then 40, and then I'll probably do 46 plus the 60 right away. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna clean this stuff quick, throw that line in, and we'll be back. I think that's how we're gonna do it. So yeah. All right, clutch is finally in, along with the braided line for the clutch linkage. I should say the braided clutch line. All right, man, blow trans up. It sounds like you're doing this. So that was the Solo Performance exhaust and a cold start. Car, guys, is finally done. It's finally put back together. I actually did drive it a little bit, and everything seems to be working all right. It's been going good so far. I'm just so happy to have this thing back together. But I didn't show putting it back together after we threw the trans up, and we actually had issues with the trans getting it in. I ended up doing kind of a no-no. But yeah, it was the only way to really do it. I had to pull the trans in with the bolts because it wouldn't go in by about that much. So no, I didn't like just crank it in. I just slowly just kept snugging the bolts up and kept going around, and it just slowly kept sliding itself in. I didn't force it, so I didn't, because I don't obviously want to break anything. So it was the only way I could do it. I talked to actually a couple of mechanics that work on these, and he says once in a while they get to be a little stubborn. And sometimes that's just what you got to do. Obviously, you don't force it in. You don't want to crank on one all the way to the bell housing and then go to the next one, because that's how you can break the casing or damage something in the clutch or the flywheel. You know, obviously you can't crank it in. Just slowly pull it in, and you know that's how you get her in if it doesn't go in all the way. Yeah, I mean I love it. I love the new exhaust, which there will be a video on this exhaust. And probably, well, hoping to actually take one today. So there should be a video today on this exhaust, which for you guys will go up within the next few days. And yeah, hopefully we don't have no more issues. I got, I think, about 150 miles on it so far. And it's been doing good because I've just been driving around babying it, kind of trying to get this clutch broken, because I have to drive about 500 city miles to break the clutch in, so I've been just cruising up and down our main street in town here, so getting her all broke in so we can have some fun with it again. I don't know how I feel about this short though, because it is extremely short, but I will do a review video or like a first impressions video on it soon here. And along with the exhaust, I'll actually probably do the exhaust one in the video when I do the exhaust. Talk about that. So there'll be 2 videos there. And yeah. So there'll be plenty of content coming up here pretty soon. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed me breaking my car and fixing it. You know. I don't know. I love this car so much. I've wanted one of these since they first came out. My dad bought one back in the day, and ever since he had his, I fell in love with these cars. The hips on them, like in the mirror, and you just see these big hips. I don't know, man. Just something about these cars that I absolutely love. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.